if the coffee's bad, don't drink it.
It's not the coffee. It's just the color reminds me of my hamster. Petey was the best hamster a girl could have asked for.
Must have been a good hamster.
It was the longest relationship I've ever had with anyone. Longer with any boy, at least.
What about that blonde kid?
I don't know. Things just kind of fizzled out after a while. He was a horrible kisser. He made all these weird noises, like... Kissing was not good.
Just like every man.
And then, below the belt, he was a little lacking.
We're talking 3 to 5? 1 to 3?
Baby carrot.
You're nasty. You know, a nice cup of coffee is always nice between friends, but you know, when we went and smelled some flowers afterwards, and that made her feel better, and I'm glad it did, but I can't help but thinking romance is dead, you know? It's just like, maybe light some candles would be nice, but somehow it seems like romance died a little bit, and we all suffer for it a little bit.
Well, the thing about Hegel is he makes an extraordinarily interesting claim in regards to world historical figures, who are these people who are the channels of reason, and reason is the force, not necessarily the deity, but the force which guides world history towards its final endpoint. And these world historical figures, brilliant line choice, by the way, these world historical figures don't necessarily know that they are leading reason and are being this vassal of reason, but rather choose to live their lives as they choose to and happen to be these enormous figures in life. And you see, people say that they're not ambitious of these people. And truly, you should not be ambitious, because ambition is just jealousy, is what Hegel says. Later in his life, he moved from this kind of formation of a phenomenology, der Phänomenologie der Geist, which is the phenomenology of spirit / phenomenology of the mind. It's kind of rough to translate from the German. But he moved into a lecture series and a concept of the development of history in a direction which teleological, which comes from the Greek teleos, which means the end, and logi, the study thereof. So it's a theory and a study of the end, and as history moves towards its end point, he sees in his kind of sense of enlightenment that reason, that logic and reason will guide our choices, and that eventually things such as culture not necessarily will disappear, but that they will melt themselves to this sense of logic. And so our choices, our desires, will be guided by this sense of logic, and will truly be the age of man.
For me, I'm not big on Germans, so I tend to stay away from that entire part of the globe. I literally just stand in the middle of my yacht with my hands out and I just take in the sea breeze, and it's the most invigorating, enlivening, you know, jubilating experience.
The sea is my mistress, but not necessarily. Now, the interesting thing you bring up, the idea of shipping, and this idea of transporting things from one thing to the other, and that's really what Hegel was after. His vision of history, and as it progressed through time, is as though it's a ship, and that history is moving as a prow of a ship as it goes through water, and that if you're on the ship, like Western Europe or the United States has been, that you are moving towards this teleological, beautiful end of reason and logic and a universal happiness. However, if you're not on that ship, you're merely going to be pushed on the wayside.
Personally, if I were Hegel and I owned a yacht, I would immediately put cinder blocks on my feet and jump off. That's just where I stand on the subject of Hegel and pretty much philosophy. You know, I don't follow other people's philosophies. I live my own life. That's my philosophy. You know, a yachtsman such as myself finds the clear ocean air, you know, when I'm out there on my yacht, that my mind is clear and I'm free to think or not to think as much as I please, and I literally I lose my conception of time out there.
Why don't we take your yacht out on vacation?
in my personal progression through my life, I've realized that you need to be grounded in a specific point. Now, by spending so much time out on the water, by spending so much time away from home, you can't really get a sense of who you are.
As a yachtsman, I can totally see myself with a bottle of wine in one hand and a fishing rod in the other, and just fish.
I can't stand fishing anymore. It's just the sight of those innocent eyes as you pull them up out of the water. We're gods to them. I feel as though, not necessarily in a vegetarian sense, but that we need to treat these animals, these other things on Earth, with the same respect with which we treat ourselves.
You know, really it saddens me sometimes. We have this wonderful dinner with wine and flowers. But I look at these flowers and I can't just enjoy their beauty. Immediately my mind jumps to, well, in this case, a work by Charles Baudelaire, The Fleurs du Mal, The Flowers of Evil. And I look at these candles and I can't enjoy the heat, I can't enjoy the light. I simply see the shadows as they dance across this table, and my mind goes to Plato's cavern. And now really, the fact that we can't truly understand it, it's quite a burden sometimes.
So, this morning I go off for my, daily run. I'm on my 25th mile and shit, just getting warmed up. And I pass by your house. And I see this bitch walking out. She's looking fine. She got this big ass, red dress. And then I look at her and I see Scarlett coming out your motherfucking door at 6 a.m. Let's go.
I know. Let me tell you this.
Yeah?
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Moaning fucking everything. Moaning everything. Fucking handful of hair just going.
Yo, tell me about those titties, man, because she hides them, but I know she got them.
Like a fine damn wine, motherfucker. Hey. Little red wine, little candles, little romance.
What?
Dude, bitches like wine. Gotta know that every fucking now and then. Just to impress them, get them in the sack, get their panties off, those little lace fucking panties, you know what I'm saying? Shoot those fuckers across the room.
The thing about wine is that shit takes too long.
Here's the thing. You get them to think that you actually like them, and then they're like fucking puppies, man. You tell them to bend over, they ask how far and which fucking hole.
Let me get this straight. So you go, hey baby girl, I love you so much. Bend the fuck over. What? Like that doesn't...
If you draw that over a couple hours, hell yeah, man. Man, I tell you this. All right. It's kind of a pity. You got this great day, got this great workout, got a nice fucking bottle of protein in your hand, know what I'm saying? Drink that shit down. Some fucking flowers, and all I can think about, and I see those fucking flowers, just ripping them out of the ground, just doing some fucking curls, am I right? And the lights, oh my god, if they... Fucking candles? Don't even get me started on candles. They are like a fucking pussy magnet. I can't think about it. I see a goddamn candle now, and all I can think about is fucking titties bouncing up and down, my hand on a full fucking hand of ass, and oh my god, it's like the best sex when they think it means something.